There's a towel hanging in your bathroom that's been there for days. You meant to wash it, but life got in the way. Maybe you thought, it's just a towel, what harm could it do? But every time you reach for it, it feels a little heavier, a little more tired. It's not just holding moisture, it's holding something else too. And that weight, it's starting to show up in places you didn't expect. Bathrooms are private, often overlooked corners of the home. We keep them clean. We close the door and we don't think much more about them. But if you've been feeling stuck, mentally, financially, even emotionally, it might be time to take a closer look at the smallest details in that room. Not because we're being superstitious. Not because a broken mirror is casting curses, but because energy, the way our home speaks to us and reflects us back, has a way of showing up in things we've stopped noticing. This isn't about perfection, it's about presence. A towel left damp too long, an empty bottle collecting dust, a mirror with a crack you no longer see. These things don't scream problem, but they whisper every day. And over time, they shape the way we feel when we move through our homes. They shape what we allow ourselves to live with. In this video, I'm not here to lecture you about Feng Shui or convince you that your bathroom is cursed. I'm here to invite you to pause, to pay attention. And maybe, just maybe, let go of something small that's been weighing down more than your shelf. Because sometimes, peace and flow return not with big changes, but with the quiet decision to release what no longer serves us, even if it's just a towel. Part 1, that old towel, still holding yesterday. There's a towel hanging in your bathroom that hasn't moved in days. You pass it without thinking. Maybe it's draped over a hook half dry, maybe it's bunched on the counter, still damp from yesterday. It seems harmless. But what if I told you that small, forgettable towel could be quietly shaping how your entire day unfolds? The spaces we move through each morning, especially the bathroom, are not just functional. They set the emotional tone of our day. You may not notice it, but when the room where you begin and end your daily routine feels heavy, cluttered, or tired, it doesn't stay contained to that one room. That energy, subtle, often invisible, travels with you into your coffee, into your words, into the way you carry yourself through traffic, conversations, decisions. The state of your space becomes the state of your spirit. Let's start with the towel. A damp towel left hanging too long doesn't just collect moisture. It collects inertia. It holds the weight of days when you didn't have time, when you didn't feel like it, when everything else came first. Over time, it stops being a towel and becomes a symbol of delay, of fatigue, of a quiet resignation. And every time you touch it, you're making contact with that memory. It may seem small, but when repeated daily, that energy builds. And the home, which should be a source of rest, begins to feel like a place where nothing moves. Now look around. Maybe there's a shelf with empty shampoo bottles. They sit there, unused, unnoticed, long past their purpose. You've told yourself you'll throw them out, but you haven't. And so they stay, silently reminding you of things that are no longer useful but still present. They reflect a mindset of holding on, of accepting just a little less than what you deserve. That same mindset might be echoing in other parts of life. In a conversation you haven't had, in a project you haven't started, in a version of yourself you've put on hold. Then there's the mirror. Check for cracks, not the obvious, but the tiny ones you've trained yourself to ignore. A cracked mirror reflects a fractured self. Every glance splits your image just slightly. It's subtle, but over time it chips away at the way you see yourself. You get used to distortion. You start to believe it's normal. That same mirror is the first thing you face every morning. And maybe, without realizing, it's been shaping the story you tell yourself before you even say a word out loud. All these small things, a damp towel, an empty bottle, a cracked mirror, are not just clutter. They're messages, soft, persistent messages that shape your emotional environment. They affect your mood, your mindset, your movement. And when those messages pile up, the weight becomes real. Heavier days, foggy thoughts, disconnected relationships. Not because of magic or superstition, but because the environment around you is echoing what you've chosen to live with. But here's the powerful part. The moment you notice, you can begin to shift it. You don't need a renovation, you need release. That towel, wash it or let it go. Those bottles, clear the shelf. That mirror, replace it or at least acknowledge what it's doing to your reflection. These acts may seem small, but their emotional impact is deep. They send a new message. I am ready to move. I am ready to make space. I am ready to begin again, and something starts to happen. The bathroom feels a little brighter. You breathe a little deeper. You stand taller in the mirror. That shift doesn't stay in one room, it ripples outward, into your choices, into your energy, into the way you respond when life knocks, softly or loud. This isn't about being perfect, it's about becoming aware. Most of us don't realize how many silent agreements we've made with things that no longer serve us. We adjust, we settle, we say it's fine and call it normal. But normal doesn't mean healthy. And familiarity doesn't mean it's meant to stay. There's power in choosing again, in choosing what surrounds you, in choosing to create space for the version of life you've quietly been missing. So today I invite you, without pressure or guilt, to step into your bathroom with new eyes, not to judge it, but to listen. What is this space saying to you? What have you stopped noticing? What are you tolerating that might be weighing you down? Maybe it starts with one object, one small act. You don't have to clear the whole room, just let one thing go. One thing that's been still for too long, because sometimes the energy we're waiting for is waiting on us to make the first move. Not big, just honest. Just enough to say, I see you, I'm ready, let's start fresh. And when you do, you might be surprised by what flows in when something finally flows out. Part 2, empty bottles and that strange feeling of lack. There's a shelf in your bathroom that's become invisible. You know the one. Tucked beside the sink or above the toilet, cluttered with bottles you meant to throw away, products you don't use anymore, caps that barely screw on. There's an old shampoo bottle with just a teaspoon left, a face cream that's turned a strange color, maybe even a can of air freshener that stopped spraying 2 summers ago. None of it is useful, but it's all still there. And if you pause long enough to look at it, really look, you might feel something quietly unsettling. A low-grade weight, a sense of lack that you've gotten used to. That's the part no one talks about. These empty and expired items aren't just taking up physical space. They're speaking to your subconscious. Each one sends a message. You don't finish things. Or worse, you settle for what's left. A nearly empty bottle tells a tiny story every morning. You're holding on to something that no longer serves you, maybe out of habit, maybe out of guilt, maybe because you've convinced yourself it doesn't matter. But it does. Not because a plastic bottle has power, but because repetition does. And whatever you see daily becomes what you believe, about your space, about your habits, and sometimes, without meaning to, about yourself. There's a kind of emotional erosion that happens when you live surrounded by remnants. The things that once felt full of promise, moisturizers, serums, shampoos, are now just shells. And over time, if your shelves are lined with shells, you begin to carry that same hollow feeling inside. You may not even realize it, but part of you is asking, if everything around me is past its prime, what does that say about where I'm at? Let's be clear, this isn't about being tidy for the sake of appearances. This isn't about organizing your bathroom to impress anyone. It's about energy. It's about emotion. It's about the quiet way our surroundings reinforce our stories. And the story told by an empty bottle is one of depletion. The moment you keep using something that no longer gives anything back, you've entered into a quiet contract with scarcity. And scarcity, whether in money, love, time, or energy, is contagious. It doesn't stay in one part of your life. Think about how you feel in a room that's fresh and uncluttered. Now think about how you feel in one where everything is almost but not quite gone. That difference is real. It's the difference between possibility and postponement, between showing up fully and scraping the bottom. You deserve better, and deep down you know that. But knowing and doing are 2 different things. That's why this matters. Because the moment you choose to clear that shelf, even just one item, you shift something bigger. You declare to yourself and your home, I'm no longer living off leftovers. I'm no longer surrounding myself with lack. I'm making space for things that are full, fresh, and aligned with the life I want, not the one I've settled into. And it doesn't take much. Tossing that half-used bottle isn't wasteful. It's honest. It's a decision that says, this has served me. Now I'm ready for something else. It's closure, and closure clears the way for clarity, not just in your bathroom, but in your mind. This might sound small, but I promise it's not. I've seen people make this shift and suddenly feel motivated to finish other tasks they've been avoiding. They stop procrastinating. They speak more kindly to themselves. They start noticing what else they've been tolerating in silence. The change starts small, but it ripples outward. And if there's any part of you thinking, it's just a bottle, I'd ask gently, what else in your life are you saying that about? What other things are you keeping, not because they're useful, but because they're familiar? Familiar doesn't always mean safe, and it rarely means growth. So today, stand in front of that shelf. Don't overthink. Just pick one item you know you don't need anymore. Thank it, yes, really, and let it go. Watch how your space responds. Watch how you respond. That small release may be the start of a much larger shift, one that doesn't just change your bathroom, but your sense of what you deserve to be surrounded by. And when you start surrounding yourself with what uplifts you rather than what lingers, everything begins to feel lighter. You don't need to fix everything today, but you can make one honest choice, not out of guilt, not out of pressure, just because you're ready. Ready to stop living with silent symbols of emptiness and start making space for what fills you up. Not someday, today. Part 3, a cracked mirror, still reflecting a fractured you. There's a mirror in your bathroom that you no longer really see. You glance at it each morning while brushing your teeth, fixing your hair, putting on your face, but you don't look, not really. Because somewhere along the way a small crack appeared, barely noticeable at first. Maybe it's in the bottom corner or running thin like a thread across the side. You meant to replace it, but it still reflects most of your face. So you told yourself, it's fine. But that crack hasn't just split the glass, it's slowly, quietly been reshaping the way you see yourself. A mirror is more than a surface. It's a silent witness. It frames the first image you see of yourself each day and the last one before you go to bed. It reflects not only your face, but your energy, your presence, your readiness to step into the world. When that reflection becomes distorted, even in the smallest way, it introduces a subtle dissonance. You may not notice it consciously, but your body does, your spirit does, because over time, your image becomes a little less whole, a little less you. We often tolerate cracks in things we use every day. A chipped mug, a squeaky hinge, a wobbly chair, we adjust to them. We tell ourselves it's no big deal. But mirrors are different. They don't just serve, they reflect. And when what they reflect becomes fractured, that fracture doesn't stay on the glass. It starts to seep into your self-perception, your confidence, your decisions. A cracked mirror invites a quiet instability, not just in appearance, but in identity. You may find yourself second-guessing things more, feeling slightly off in photos, disconnected from your reflection. That disconnection, repeated over time, changes how you show up. And then there's the energy. In every culture, the mirror is seen as a portal, a boundary between what's visible and what's energetic. When it's intact, it bounces light, clarity, and presence. But when it's broken, it scatters. Light gets splintered. Focus diffuses. That bathroom, once a place to reset, begins to feel uneasy without explanation. You may feel more agitated there, more distracted. That's not just in your head. It's the energy of fragmentation settling into the room. But let's be honest, replacing a mirror isn't always easy. It takes time, effort, sometimes money, so we postpone, we say later. And later becomes months. And those months become a pattern of accepting less than wholeness. And if we're not careful, that pattern extends far beyond the bathroom, into our relationships, our self-worth, the way we speak about ourselves in passing. A tiny fracture unaddressed echoes loudly. Yet here's the gentle truth. The crack isn't the problem. The problem is forgetting that you deserve better than a fractured view. The moment you notice and acknowledge what's been off, that's the moment things can begin to shift. You don't need to throw out the mirror this second, but you do need to ask, what has this mirror been showing me about the way I've been seeing myself? Because once you do, you might remember how you used to light up when you saw yourself, how a clear reflection made you feel grounded, how important it is to meet your own eyes with clarity, with kindness, with full presence. And when you make the decision to replace the mirror, or at least clean it, honor it, reclaim it, you're not just fixing an object. You're restoring a boundary. You're choosing to see yourself clearly again. And that small act, intentional, quiet, can shift the tone of your entire home. It's not about vanity, it's about vision, about what you're willing to look at and what you're no longer willing to distort. So if the mirror is cracked, let that be a gentle invitation. Not to judge, not to rush, just to notice. To ask, what part of me has I been seeing through a broken lens, and what might it feel like to finally bring that image back into focus? You deserve to see yourself whole, and maybe it starts with one simple reflection, unbroken. Part 4, the bathroom door, a quiet line between chaos and clarity. There's one thing in your bathroom you touch every day but likely never think about. It doesn't buzz or blink. It doesn't clutter the shelves or carry a scent. Yet it might be the most underestimated boundary in your entire home, the bathroom door. You open it without thinking, close it without noticing, and maybe, just maybe, you've been leaving it open at night out of habit. But what if I told you that door, simple as it seems, quietly governs the way energy moves through your space and through your life? It sounds like an exaggeration, but stay with me. Every room in your home serves a purpose. The bedroom holds rest. The kitchen fuels nourishment. The living room collects connection. And the bathroom is where we release. It's where we let go of what no longer serves the body, waste, weight, heaviness. It's a room of exit, of cleansing, of return. That function alone makes it a space of powerful transition. And transitions left unguarded can become leaks. Think of it this way. During the day when the sun is out and the house is buzzing, energy is active and vibrant. The bathroom door open, not a big deal. It helps air circulate. It helps the room breathe. But at night, when everything quiets, when the house softens and contracts into sleep, that same open door becomes something else entirely. It becomes a passageway where the day's heavy energy can slip into your rest, into your dreams, into the places that are meant to recover. You may have noticed this without realizing it. Maybe you've been sleeping more restlessly, waking up more tired, feeling heavy in the morning without a clear reason. That unease might not come from your mattress or your schedule. It might be the simple act of a door left ajar when it should have been gently closed. Closing the bathroom door at night is not about superstition. It's about containment, respect. The bathroom has done its job, let it rest. Let it hold what it holds without letting it spill. Just as you wouldn't invite a mess from one room to seep into another, you wouldn't want energetic residue from a place of release drifting into where you restore. That line, a door, is your protection. And yet, because the bathroom is so familiar, so everyday, we underestimate it. We keep the door cracked out of convenience. We let the light from inside glow into the hallway. We forget that spaces speak, even when they're silent. We forget that energy, like water, flows wherever we let it. And when there's no clear boundary, it doesn't ask permission. Think of the last time you walked into your bathroom at night and felt unsettled. Not because anything was wrong, just because it didn't feel right. The air was thick, the light too sharp, the quiet too quiet. That's not your imagination. That's your nervous system picking up on unprocessed energy, leftover emotions, tension, unfinished cycles, all suspended in a room built to release but never sealed shut. Now think about the power of intention. The way you close your front door at night knowing the house is safe. The way you tuck a child in bed knowing they'll sleep better wrapped in stillness. What if you gave your bathroom the same courtesy? What if you said, "You've done your work, thank you, rest now"? And you close the door not as a task, but as a ritual. Try it for 1 week. Keep the door open during the day, let the light pour in, let the air move through. But come nightfall, let it close, gently, firmly. Make it part of your winding down. A small gesture that says, this is where release ends and peace begins. Over time, you'll notice the shift. It might show up in how you sleep, or how your mornings feel, or how the bathroom itself begins to feel more grounded, less scattered. That door will stop being a piece of wood on hinges. It will become a boundary between clarity and chaos, between what you're ready to let go of and what you're trying to hold sacred. And if you live in a small space or share a hallway with others, this becomes even more important. Energy doesn't recognize square footage, it recognizes flow. And your home, no matter how big or small, deserves flow that supports you. That begins with simple, intentional boundaries. One door, one choice, one shift in how you relate to the space that supports your letting go. Let's not wait until something breaks to fix what we've ignored. Let's not keep walking through rooms without asking how they're holding us or hurting us. Let's not forget that the smallest acts, repeated quietly and consistently, are what shape the tone of our days. This isn't about being obsessed with energy. It's about being aware. Aware that your environment reflects your choices, and a closed door at the right time might just be one of the kindest choices you can make for your own peace. So tonight, before you turn out the lights, glance toward the bathroom, not with suspicion, but with awareness. Ask yourself, has this space done its work for the day? And if so, give it the closure it needs. Not out of fear, not out of habit, but out of quiet reverence for the boundary between what's been released and what's worth keeping safe. Because that's all a boundary really is. A gentle line drawn in love. And your home, your rest, deserves that love too. Sometimes change doesn't look like new paint or expensive makeovers. Sometimes it looks like a towel that's finally washed. A bottle that's finally thrown away, a mirror that's finally replaced, a door that's finally closed. These aren't grand gestures, they're quiet choices, soft but powerful, that begin to shift the air around you and within you. You see, your home doesn't just hold your body. It holds your energy, your habits, your unspoken stories. And the bathroom, this small, often overlooked space, isn't just a utility room. It's the place where you cleanse, release, reset. But when the energy inside it is stagnant, fractured, or forgotten, that heaviness lingers. It moves with you. It speaks through your mood, your decisions, even your breath. By noticing what you've stopped noticing, you begin a return, not just to a cleaner space, but to clarity, to calm, to a life that supports you instead of slowly draining you. Because it was never just about towels, bottles, mirrors, or doors. It's always been about what you're willing to live with, what you're willing to let go of, and most importantly, what you're ready to make space for. If this message found its way to you, perhaps it's because some part of you was already ready. Not for a massive overhaul, but for a gentle shift, a reconnection, a fresh breath in a home that has always been waiting for you to see it with softer eyes. Thank you truly for taking the time to be here, for letting yourself feel something real even in the smallest details. You didn't have to, but you did. And that says something beautiful about the care you carry within you. Wherever you are, whatever your bathroom looks like right now, I wish you ease. I wish you light. I wish you peace that begins in the quietest corners and slowly fills the rest of your life. And remember, even a single object released with intention can open the door to something entirely new. You don't need a big plan. You just need to begin.